Good evening, ladies. I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of the Kingofbbwspodcast. As always, I'm your host, Stefan Lorenzo. And as always, here at the Kingofbbwspodcast, we're dedicated to the self-love, self-health, self-wealth, sensuality, sexuality, and overall well-being of all plus-size women in America and abroad. And we also salute and show support to all the real men who are not afraid to show their love and adoration for plus-size women. With that being said, go ahead and get right into it. I know you ladies out there, everybody out there is trying to move on with their lives and, just live their lives in the midst of this pandemic and just trying to find some normalcy, in the day-to-day, not knowing, what's coming. And I'm no exception. Tonight, I felt the need to make this episode a little bit personal, should I say. And I want to talk about parenthood. I imagine that quite a few of you ladies out there who are mothers are single mothers. Whether you're white, Hispanic, Asian, black, whatever. Especially though, if you're a Hispanic or black woman. So I know a lot of you all are playing both roles as mom and dad, and I salute you for that. I really do. It's a shame that a lot of men don't step up and take responsibility for their children in the ways that they should. It's a shame. Your children are an extension of yourself. So for someone who doesn't, love their children and show that love and that support to their children, they really don't love themselves, But as a side note, to all you ladies who are out there, raising kids alone with no support, no help at all from the father of the child, there's going to come a time when that man is going to want to be in those kids' life, believe it or not. Like 80% of those type of motherfucking deadbeat dads, there's going to come a time when they do want to be in a child's life. And should that happen, and when that happens, you should not prevent the child from seeing the father if they want to, even though they were deadbeat father. We're getting somewhere. I'm going somewhere here with this. Bear with me. Which is crazy because I've found through life experience that it seems as though almost the parents, whether that be the mother or the father, that like if the child had two parents in their life, right? One, if that was the mother or the father who did everything for the child, took care of the child, whatever. And then there was another parent, whether that might be the mother or the father who was never around. It seems as though when the child is older, the child actually runs to want to be around that parent who was never around, even if they have resentment for that parent. Does that make sense? It's coming deeper. It's going to come deeper. It's going to come deeper. Trust me. Just bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. I'm kind of jumping from point to point, but I'm going to make this thing full circle. I'm just excited, all right? I'm trying to calm down. So with that being said, I'm going to light this backwood, all right? And I'm so, hyped up. I just left the gym not too long ago. Side note, I've been, focused on clients so much and other things that I kind of been slacking on my workouts. So I had to hit the gym late night and, try to get this thing right, get this thing together. All right, anyway. So, as I said, I was going to make this thing personal a little bit. And the reason why I'm talking about parenthood and especially, being single parent mothers is because, ladies, to all you ladies who have children who the father never did nothing, like complete deadbeat motherfucker, complete deadbeat, right? How many of y'all wish things would have been different? I'm gonna say like pretty much all y'all wish that motherfucker would step up and do what he's supposed to do, right? True? Like y'all would love, almost kill for this man to step up and take care of his kids and help you out, right? I know it's a lot of y'all ladies out there that feel that way. I'm sure probably about 80% of y'all, 70%. But there's this 30% out there, maybe 20, that feel like it's okay to play fast and loose with kids and play kids against their father when the father wants to be in their life, and try to keep the kids away from the father. When the father wants to do for the kids, does for the kids, has no problem. All the father does is, he loves his children. But there's, 20, 30% of women out there, for whatever reason, that feel as though it's okay to put their selfish feelings over what's better for the child. Now, to those type of ladies, you women who wish that y'all had that, to those women who have that in the father of their children, but try to keep the kids away from the father, how does that make you ladies feel? And we getting deeper. It's coming. It's coming. Trust me. Bear with me. I'm going to tell you how it makes me feel. It makes me feel like blowing some shit up, quite frankly. I told y'all this was going to be personal. Okay, so here's the story. I have 2 children, 2 daughters, a 9-year-old and a 14-year-old, Jasmine and Jazeera. I love them with all my heart. Okay, I went to prison for 6 years. I went to prison when my oldest was, 8, and my youngest was 3. Just turning 3. Or maybe not even, just turning 3. And, I went to prison for 6 years. I had a cell phone in prison. I was able to keep in contact with them. Me and the mother went together when I went to prison. And then while I was in prison, I tried to, maintain contact with her so I would be able to, talk to my kids. And maybe I might have led her on a little bit at certain things. With certain things, I might have did that because I saw that, okay, if I'm not in good, I saw while I was in prison, hey, if I'm not in good standing with this woman, she's not going to let me talk to my kids like that. Because when she would get mad at me or whatever, she wouldn't pick up the phone and I couldn't talk to the kids. But with that being said, I maintained contact with them as much as I could. I did as much as I could for them from prison. I made sure every birthday they got boxes of clothes and, video games and just whatever they wanted, cell phones, whatever. Birthdays, every back to school, school clothes, school supplies, all that. All that was taken care of. I made sure all that was taken care of, while I was in prison. Not much, but it's the best I could do, which was a lot more than most men were doing for their children. And these men who are on the streets actually making a lot of money. And I'm sure it's a lot of ladies out there who can bear witness to that. So I got out of prison. I've been out the halfway house, the federal halfway house, since what? January of 2020. So 7 months I've been out. Anyway, while I was I went to the halfway house in July of 2019. The halfway house, really the only thing you can do It's work. You have to get a job. You give them 25% of every paycheck you get, and you can just work and come back home. You get like a 3-4 hour window to fuck off every day here or there. You can tell them you're taking the bus when you really got a car, and that's what I did. I took Ubers everywhere and whatnot, and that's what I had to do. And I would like sneak around to be able to see my kids, because my baby mother, for whatever reason, she wouldn't bring them to see me. She said she's not doing it. If I want to see them, I got to get to them. But fuck it, I'm making it happen. And so like it was back to school time, and I wanted to take them, shopping and shit like that, because I hadn't done that in 6 years. Actually take them school shopping. That was a big thing for me. But I didn't have time and shit like that, so I had to really take them school shopping at the freaking mall. Like, when I say that, like, do y'all know how expensive it is to take kids shopping? I'm not talking Kohl's. I'm not talking Walmart. I'm not talking Ross. I'm not talking Burlington Coat Factory. I'm talking the mall. The mall. You know what I mean? So, but those are my children. I loved them. I love them. Still love them. That's nothing. Anyway, everything's going all right. And then I'm noticing, like, out of nowhere, my baby mother, she's starting to become maybe a little envious or jealous because, like, I'm not with her, and like I'm doing my own thing, and I don't need any support from her or whatever. And maybe she thought I was gonna be in a different situation when I came home. Long story short, it led to her not letting me see my children all of a sudden. Like, she wouldn't pick up the phone, she would take the kids' cell phones, It got to be crazy, like, it got to be like really, really crazy. And I put up with that for about like 2 or 3 months, until finally I had to just say the hell with it and hire a lawyer to be able to see my kids, like fight to be able to see my kids, And I just recently got to be able to see them. So, me and my children's mother, I trying to keep things cordial with her for the betterment of the kids, even though I can't forget, what she done, how she carried me as far as dealing with these kids. But, pride to the side, take the personal out of it. It's about what's better for the kids. And I'm leaving out a whole lot, but I'm letting y'all in a little bit. So, ladies, I say that to say, if you have a man in your life, or who's not in your life anymore, better yet, but he loves his children, he provides for his children, he wants to raise his children, do not interfere with that. Don't interfere with that. Just don't do it. Don't do it, ladies. No matter what. I don't care what he did to you, how many side bitches he had, because that's really what it boils down to. Most of this stuff. I understand that some of you ladies were in abusive relationships, and my heart goes out to y'all, because no man should ever put his hands on a woman, for real. Like, I was going to say I take that back, because there's certain situations where a woman can get hands put on her, but it shouldn't be done. A man should never hit a woman like he would a man. And what I mean by that is, let's say I've been in situations where a woman is getting like really irate with me, and won't let me leave, and is hitting me and shit like that. What am I supposed to do? Now, I didn't hit her, but I did grab her and restrain her. That I did do. So if I'm guilty for that, hey, but I'm just being real with y'all. But as far as like punching a woman or slapping a woman or anything like that, a man should never, ever, 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 ever do any of that. Ever. If a man does that, he's not a man. Because it's like kicking a dog in the mouth. You understand what I'm saying? As a man, it's nothing to overpower a woman and restrain her if you have to, if she's getting irate, and you understand what I'm saying, to grab her and restrain her without causing her physical harm. So, aside from that, ladies, if you have a man in your life or who's not in your life, again, and you have children with this man, do not interfere with him raising those children. He wants to raise those children. He provides for them. You know he's a good father. Do not interfere with that for your own selfish reasons, because you're hurting no one but the kids. But it's 20-30% of y'all, which is still a lot, that don't give a fuck, that don't care. And I add my children's mother in there as well. And that's not to throw shade, that's just being real. I don't think my daughters will ever understand the full complexity of what happened between me and their mother and what is still going on. And the thing about it is, I can't talk bad about their mother to them, because if I do, that makes me look bad. That's another side note, ladies. Don't talk bad about the motherfucking baby daddy around the motherfucking kids. Stop doing that shit. Whether the nigga deadbeat or not, don't talk bad about him around the kids. Okay? And then again, a side note, like I said earlier, if the motherfucker is a deadbeat, right? But later on, because men can change, okay? People can change. Motherfuckers can wake up. And it happens a lot. Later on, this motherfucker wake up and he want to come in the child's life and step up and do what he needs to do, even though it's late. Don't interfere with that shit. Don't interfere with that. Because every child should know and have a relationship with their father, especially girls. Now we really finna get into some shit. Y'all want to really motherfucking know what's up. All right, we finna get into it. I've been with a lot of women in my life. I've only been in 2 real relationships, but I've been with a lot of women. A lot of women. I've been around the block. I ain't gonna front. I got some bodies on me. I got a mean body count. I'm up there, right? I ain't gonna front. And most of the women that I encountered who were easily influenced, should I say, whether that was by me or by other men, they didn't know daddy. And a lot of these women, even women that I encounter now, they out here looking for daddy. They out here looking for daddy, baby. So don't prevent the real daddy from being daddy. Because what you're doing is you're only setting your daughters up for failure. I don't believe that a woman can raise a man per se. I do believe a woman can raise a young boy to grow into a stand-up individual and give him some game and equip him with what he needs to learn how to become a man. I believe that a boy, boys can bump their heads enough that eventually, if they really want to, they will figure out how to be a man. I say that from personal experience because my father didn't teach me how to be a man. My father didn't teach me really anything about manhood. My mother didn't teach me anything about manhood because she didn't know shit about what a real man was. I had to learn that. I had to bump my head through trial and error because I always desired to be a man. Even at 13, 14 years old, the reason why I was getting into whatever I was getting into, because it was that desire to be a man. And no, I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. So I always sought that out. And eventually I learned, okay, so this is what I have to do to be a man. And aside from that, daddy is who they looking for. Y'all tell me I'm wrong. But I know I ain't. Girls, young girls, must be given Confidence. Number one. Confidence and guidance. Confidence and guidance. They got to be given that from daddy, though. Daddy got to give them that. In order for a young girl to be fully equipped, she got to get that from a man. Whether that's daddy or uncle, grandpa, but she got to get that from a man. Confidence, as a young child, she has to get that confidence from a man, and she has to get guidance from a man. It has to come from a man, a proper man, a real man, who's not going to tell her anything wrong. Because these things, that confidence that's come from a man and that manly guidance as for a young girl, as a child, it will propel her into womanhood, to where when she gets older, she's not like all these other women out here, searching or basing their confidence in themselves off what a man thinks of them, which is true self-love. That confidence. She has to hear daddy say, baby, you beautiful, baby. She has to hear that come from daddy or a man, her grandfather, her uncle, etc. But it's best if it come from daddy or stepdaddy. You dig? And that guidance. Hey, no, this is the way you do this. Nah, baby, you don't let no nigga tell you this. This is what a nigga gonna tell. That guidance. That's how I talk to my daughters. Straight up. Hey, look, this is what a nigga gonna tell you. I know, because this is all the shit I used to say. And some of the shit I'm still saying. You understand? For real, though. So, and as far as with the boys, like I said, the boys, for you ladies that are single mothers, I believe the boys can bump their heads eventually and learn how to be a man. But they need daddy too. But the girls need them most, in my personal opinion. Girls need daddy most. They really do. They really, really, really do. Especially in these days and times. So, again, don't prevent daddy from being daddy. Under no circumstances. Put your pride to the side, because remember this, however you deal with your children's father, your child is watching that. And 9 times out of 10, that's how they're going to deal with their mate when they're older. So I hope y'all took this time, for all you ladies out there. I hope y'all took this time, to connect with your kids. I know they home. I know they getting on y'all nerves. I wish mine was home with me. For real. I want them to come live with me, but their mama got them like scared to live with me or some shit. Like I'm gonna be too hard on them or something like that. I don't know. But eventually, I hope they come around. I mean, they around, but like all the way around, and see the vision that I have for them in their future, as well as the love that I have for them. And I think they know, but they don't really know. I want them to be certain of it. But they probably won't really get it to their grown women. That's probably how it always happens. Anyway, I thank you all for joining me. Again, I didn't mean to make this so personal, but it was weighing heavy on my heart. And I hope that it's giving you ladies out there some insight, some good game, and some guidance. Until the next time, signing off. Make sure y'all follow me on IG. It's Kingofbbwspodcast. All right, that's the only social media that I have right now. Website is on the way. All right, and Big is Beautiful too, baby. Till next time, we lit.